Welcome to the Excel Executive. So we have covered the basics, the fundamentals of how to create charts and graphs. The next step would be to create pivot tables. But before we do that, I will use this video as an opportunity and maybe a couple of more videos in which I will show you what techniques I use to clean the tables. Now there's this one thing that you have to keep in mind, that before creating a pivot table, the table in which you have the data should be clean or cleansed so that your analysis makes sense. So to do that, there are a couple of techniques that I use. This is the first video. Maybe I will make 2 or 3 videos more on this. Once we have covered all those techniques, then we will move to pivot tables. So in this video, I will cover two of those techniques that I use. The first is the flash fill. The second one is called the fill up or fill down, in which what we do is that we copy the values in a column. It will make more sense once I show you this option. One more thing is that once we are done with pivot tables, most probably we will move to data modeling. So there is a very simple technique in data modeling to do this thing. It basically is a single click solution. But up until that point, just use this technique when you are cleaning the data. So we will begin now. So first, flash fill. This is the data that we are going to use for these two examples. So first question, is this a range or a table? And yeah, no points for guessing it right. So what we are trying to do here, first thing first, let's change it into a table. So I click anywhere in this range, format as table, maybe select this one. Yes, it has headers. I click OK. Now one thing I normally do is that when people send these this data, which is not a table, basically a range, what they would do is that they would manually create these borders. So normally when I turn it into a table, what I would do is that I will remove the borders and I will also remove any fill colors just to be on the safe side. So we are done with this. Now, the first thing that I would like to do is that these are some sample emails. These are not real emails, of course. So my assumption is that the name of the person that comes before the dot or the full stop is the person's first name, and this is the person's last name. So what I would like to do is that I would like to create a column which contains the name of the customer. So for that, we will use a flash fill. So first, let's say we need the first name. Well, let's do the last name first. So last name. And what this option would do, let me show you the button. So you go to the data tab, and this is the button that I will use. So what you do is that you give one example to Excel, that what you would like to extract from the column that is on the left side of your column in which you are trying to extract the data. You give it one example. Normally it is more than enough, but sometimes if you don't get the desired answer, maybe give it 2 or 3 suggestions, and then in 90-95% of the cases, Excel will pick it up. So the last name, I'm just gonna copy it. So the name is Jennifer Kruger, let's say. I'm gonna paste the last name, and if you are in any other cell, come back to this, and once you are here, just click this button. And what it will do is that it will fill it using the same logic. So we're basically done. We can do the same for the first name. So I have added another column, and this is the first name. Now, like I entered Kruger, so here I'm supposed to type in Jennifer, or I can copy it. Let's type it in. Jennifer. This is the name. And don't worry about the formatting. I mean, you can change it, or what you can do is that you can just copy the format from any of these cells and then paste it on these cells, and it will be back to normal. Anyways, I typed in Jennifer, go back to data, and click flash fill. And now we have the first name. And if you want the full name, you can just type in full name. So it will be equals. So it can be done in two ways. You can do this and this. This works. Or what you can do is that you can use the formula called concatenate. Here you can click this, comma, and you will need a space. For that, you type in double quotation marks and a space between them. And then this, and this should work. And one thing you can do is that you can make it a proper if you like. I know these are a lot of steps, but let's try to make it work. So let me change its width again, and here let me add another column. Let's say full name proper. So we will use the proper formula, and here we go. So once we are done with this, because these are dependent on a previous rows, so if I delete these rows, it will delete this as well. Let me show you what I mean. So if I delete these, yeah, it will give an error. So normally what I would do is that, let's assume I don't need these three columns. So what I would do is that I will copy it, Control C, and then paste values. So I will press Control V, and then I will use the paste value option. So as you can see here, that it's using the formula, but once I click this button, the formula is gone. Now I can delete these columns, and we're good. So that is the first thing, flash fill. And as you can see that I was able to extract the name of the customers from their emails. The second is fill up or fill down. Now this is a bit complicated, but what happens is that this data is very simple, okay? As you can see, it has only 18 rows in it. Let's say instead of 18, it has 8,000 rows in it. So what I want to do basically is that I want to copy the name of the shop till here. And I want to do the same for this. Now, in this case, it just took a couple of seconds. But when you do it with a really big data set, this becomes impossible. And then there is a chance of human error, and you can't put in this much effort to do this. So for that, we use fill up and fill down. Now please pay attention, and this will help you a lot in the future, hopefully. First I would do is that I will select the column. Then I will go to the Home tab. I will go to this option, Find and Select. Then I will go to this option. It says Go to Special. And whenever there are three dots in front of anything, that means that when you will click it, it will take you to another option. Bar, like a pane, something to that effect. Anyways, so when you go to Special, there are a lot of options. Most of them I personally don't even understand, but this is the one that I use a lot. It's that what this option will do is that it will look at the whole column and will only highlight or only select the cells which are blank. So once I click OK, you see that it is not selecting this row and this row, 13 and 3. Everything else is on. Now, once you have done that, don't click anywhere. Just do what I'm about to do now. You type in equals. Then, in this case, what we are doing is technically filling down. So I'm taking the name of the shop and I want to fill it down up until the point that another name comes up, which is this row. So you type in equals. You select the cell above you by using the up arrow key on your keyboard. Once that is done, don't press enter. Press the control key and while pressing the control key, press enter. And this will copy the whole thing. But as you can see that it is also using the formula. So once you're done with this, you select the whole column again, copy, control C, paste, control V, and then go to the option and use this option, paste values, so that it removes all the formulas in it. So, I mean, apparently it looks really simple, kind of stupid, but when you're working with data, this becomes very helpful very fast, trust me. So these are the two techniques that I have discussed in this video. Hopefully they help you, and I will add some more techniques in the next video. Please do all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.